Welcome to the interview of the Outler family and Williams family.
You can be over here too.
On September the 3rd, 2021. The family historian is Bernice Outler.
Yes.
They are longtime residents of Garfield Heights. Accompanying her is her best friend, Dora Houston, and they will tell us stories about Garfield Heights. Tell us when your family moved to Garfield Heights and where exactly you moved.
Our family moved to Garfield Heights in 1946.
Well, I wasn't born, sister, so I don't know.
Yes, 1946. I attended Roosevelt Elementary School with my neighbor and friend here, Dora, and we had a wonderful time. At that time, very few African-American families that went to Garfield High School, so it was quite interesting and quite a privilege. Anything you want to say?
I'm trying to think when we moved here. It had to be in the 40s, like 43, 44, somewhere in there. And
During the war.
Because what had happened is my family come from Arkansas.
oh, and our mother did too.
They moved to Arkansas, and my two brothers were born. Then they went back to Arkansas, and me and my sister was born. And then they come back here to Ohio, and the rest of them was born, which was 3 more, because it was 7 of us. And so I couldn't start school at the regular time because my birthday was in January, so I had to start a year later. And so, but back then, Cleveland had A and B. And if I had just switched over to Cleveland, which we could have, I could have started school on time. But
now the same happened to me, that they put me ahead because I was born January 31st, so they skipped me a grade ahead.
Cleveland or Garfield?
Garfield, I did, yeah.
Well, how come they couldn't do me like that?
See, you have to hang in there, honey. You have to know the right people.
Okay, because I was born January 12th. And so, then, I went to school up until 1959. Dropped out of school, but I finished at John Hay. My sister graduated in 1960.
And speaking of our younger one, my sister Darlene, she also went to Garfield and she graduated along with my children. Darlene, you want to have something to say?
Well, sure. Living in Garfield for us was just so wonderful. I remember my parents telling us the story that they started out in the projects. Our mom came from Arkansas, Dad came from Georgia. And my father would always say, I did not want my children putting their feet on concrete, meaning he wanted the land.
The only farming that we had, it was so nice because it was just enough to know that there was a way to make a living without overworking. But we had chickens. We had a big garden, huge garden.
We had
Strawberries on both sides of the yard.
grapes on both sides.
Grapes.
Every fruit.
We
Pears.
had pears, apples,
Plums.
cherries.
Did you have
nuts.
nuts?
We had nuts. We had the peach tree didn't.
It didn't last too long.
Yeah.
But we had plums also, 2 plum trees in the front and 1 in the back.
Yeah.
And then, oddly enough, from Daddy throwing the seeds from the melon where they used to burn trash, because you were allowed to burn trash in your yard at that time, we got a wonderful melon patch for a few years.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you could just eat and enjoy yourself all day long. And if you didn't have it, your neighbors had it. So if we wanted to go to the show and make a little money, we would pick apples or plums or whatever.
Blackberries,
We had blackberries, right, those blackberries.
Cranberries.
Oh,
I like cranberries, you know? Cause
They had mulberries.
mulberries.
But I remember my brother would take a chair and sit it right in the side garden and just pull tomatoes off the vine and just eat them right from there.
And
He
we
loved
would
that.
keep salt shakers in the trees for our apples and our tomatoes. You didn't have to go in the house. In fact, you better not keep going in and out slamming my mother's door.
Those apples were the best apples to this day that I ever had in my life. They would grow this big and they were just yellow as can be. But our mom made apple pie, apple sauce, apple butter, and she would can from the garden, the beans and the carrots, all this stuff. We had fresh all year long.
Yes, indeed.
And sometimes they would say if we had a cow, we would never have to go to the store. That's how good we had it there. It was lovely.
My father had a 32A model Ford until 1955.
He bought new.
Yeah, and we rode in it. We were so happy to be in it when children was laughing at us and pointing. I was riding like the prince.
And he pushed that horn. Oh, God. They would come out, Mr. George, Mr. George. But what was really cute, like I said, he told me that he always wanted his children to be able to put their feet on the grass. He said in the project, that's a cement world. He said, I wanted my children. So, that was unheard of probably for somebody to buy property in those years because the Depression had taken place and different things like that. So just ingenious. I mean, they were smart people and just really kind people, and there was so much love and things there at that house. Good cooking, good fun. I mean, we had so many great activities and things, but the house never had good bones, so they were constantly doing something all the time to it,
And at dinner time, you could hear my father's car coming up the hill.
Oh, he never
You better
missed that.
get in
He
there,
was like
wash your
clockwork.
hands, and sit down at the table. My brother sat across from me. I sat here. My mother sat to my left. My father and we had our blessing, and then we ate. It wasn't this running around with food in your hand and all outside and nonsense. It was structured. My mother did not work, ever.
And neither did my grandmother. They made sure that their women stayed home. And they liked staying home.
They brought their check home and gave it to her, and she ran the house. So it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. We were never by ourselves. I mean, once I came along, my mom did have to go to the hospital once, and that was the first time I had been given a key. But as soon as I got home, probably within 10 minutes, my brother would come and pick me up because they were in high school by the time I was born. So there's a little bit of a gap in there, but still in all, we had great memories. Now this is my niece Rhonda. This is Bernice's other daughter. Oh, isn't that nice?
Oh,
now these are some of the yearbooks from Roosevelt Elementary, which is where we all went to school there, right?
And this is mine. Did you see this down there?
I have never seen your yearbook. I have Randy
from 1952, where I graduated.
And my brother graduated in 56 because I was only 2. And then, like I said, I graduated in 70. There's been outlers in the Garfield school system since the 40s. Descendants too, with the Creightons, the Wagners, the Prelows, he goes on and on, but yeah, I would think about 6 generations from our family. This is at least 5 generations.
I got my children, grandchildren, great-grand, and great-great.
Okay.
Sister, you have grandchildren. We have children. The first is you. First, no, it's mom and dad, it's you. Then you have grandchildren, and then you have
I have
grandchildren and great too.
I have great too.
I thought you just said you had great.
Yeah, I think great.
But at this time we don't have any in Garfield now.
Me.
Finally we don't.
Finally.
Yeah.
No more.
Finally.
Finally we don't. Because honestly it's just every
day. what
But
had
it's not
happened.
over until it's.
We
Yeah.
went, some of the Garfield children went there, and then they decided not to let, the Garfield children go. And they leased it out to, I don't know what school, I don't know if it was a Catholic school or what.
I went
But
straight to Garfield.
I dropped out in, 59, went to John Hay, finished there, night school.
Oh, okay.
That was my last year.
I found out, this is the yearbook that we had from Roosevelt, 1952. And we thought that was so cute. The person that did this, his name was Larry. He was quite, I thought was going to be on TV and Mississippi Flash. I thought sure he was going to be on TV because he was quite glib, and he wrote a very nice summary of what we did at Garfield. I can't tell you. But this,
Oh, you got it taped, no wonder.
yeah, I was trying to get the tape over. But that little yearbook, thank you, honey. That little yearbook was done up so well, and he made sure that he included everyone in it. And in there, he had said that I would probably be, I couldn't make it to this reunion because I was in Paris singing, because I used to sing all the time. So this is it, and I put it in that case so that I would not, this one's on my children's sorry to show you. But this,
okay. She got pictures?
yeah, here's some pictures. Oh, darling, here's some pictures of our class. Yeah, this is how small our class was. If you see, yeah, there's
Is that the high school or
this
the?
is Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, elementary.
Yeah, we had, then he wrote up, like a little story about us and all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then here's some more pictures of the girls. And here are the girls.
And what year do you?
1952.
1952. This is 1952. And he wrote a little summary of everything and told where everyone was, because this was supposed to be a reunion.
Okay.
And on the end, this was all of us together here. I was talk show host.
Here I am in gym class.
Oh, that's so nice.
I remember those gym uniforms.
Me too. Mine always
Mine was
looked
blue.
horrible on me.
What color was yours?
We had them ugly then.
Oh,
Yours was
Kelly,
white.
big old baggy.
Mine was white. I had to have the white swimsuit.
Oh, I was blue, wasn't
Did you have the blue
Yeah.
swimsuits?
You know Mrs. Casalacqua that
Yes.
on the corner?
it? Yes.
Well, I saw an ambulance over there, and this was while I was taking care of Mom, so I ran out to see what was going on, and she reached up and touched my face. She says, "You're the baby." She said, "We all remember when you were born."
Oh, yeah.
And those were her
They
last
announced it in
words.
school.
Yeah, that's what I was
They announced when
just
my
telling
sister
you.
was born over
Yeah,
the 8th.
they let them come home early because I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those were her last, her daughter told me those were her last words.
And even at the shopping center, they all celebrated that she was born and got a bassinet and all
Oh,
kind of
how
gifts and stuff.
wonderful.
Yeah,
How
yeah. That was a historical event.
Well, my uncle, the house that I stay in now, they're the ones that built that house. That was back in the 40s. But we used to stay in a little house. It didn't have no
Floor?
no
That's out of
floor.
love, though.
It was just built
I knew her
there.
mom and dad.
And then we moved in that house in 58. The house that we have now, 58. So, you know, it was 7 of us. And we had, how many rooms was in that house? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rooms. 1 bathroom with 7 children. And then every time I had, my father had brothers or sisters that come to Ohio, they would stay there. We have one half and they have the other half. Can you imagine about 11 people in one house with one bathroom, one kitchen?
But they were all quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Their mother and father was quiet, and I don't even know if I ever heard your father say hello. But now her mom was just a sweet family, all of them, and quiet, and you think like she said with all those
Well, your
children.
mother was quiet too.
Really?
Not to us.
But she was stern,
Yeah.
when
She could give you the look. She could just
when
give
you
us
come
a
over
look.
to play, she'd come over there. She said she'll come and she'll look, and then she'll go and do what she had to do. But she would check on us periodically,
And you knew what to do. Yeah, she could give you the look.
Yeah.
She's a tiny little lady, but she was in control, that's for sure.
Yeah. Remember those days
Yeah.
when we
Those
used to
were
go
good days.
blackberry picking
Oh, yes.
and strawberry picking,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that stuff was out here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, where you can go and
Just
and then take them home. Mama would make us a blackberry pie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you talking about delicious.
Mm-hmm. Blueberry.
And then with the
Apples.
strawberries, she would always slice them up and put sugar over it for ice cream or cake.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I do that even now. And
Yeah.
what was really great was myself and my nieces, Mom would always say, go out and pick your apples if you want a pie. And so we would use our skirts or our aprons to fill up for the apples. And I used to love doing that.
That was the day.
We had every
Yeah.
fruit tree you can think of.
I know.
We had peaches. You
Everything.
probably don't, we planted those later. Yeah.
We had one duck, and my grandmother came and got me.
them eggs was this big.
Uh-huh.
And when you open them, the yolk is real yellow.
And you didn't like it?
Oh,
Did anybody bring a picture
No.
of Grandpa's car?
Well, it was really by accident. I always talked a lot. But I had been ill because I worked in the medical field, opening up different doctors' offices and supplying them with their whatever product they needed or doing the employment for them. I got sick and I stopped working for the doctors, and I got this call from an employment agency about 3WE radio. And I went there really to be a receptionist. And hearing my voice, they would have me do the commercials. So I did a lot of commercials for them, and a spot opened up where someone got a better position up in New York or somewhere, and I said, all righty. So they asked me,
okay too.
yeah, and they asked me, did I want to do the show? And I said, sure. I tapped that mic, and boy, we went on, and after a while, people were asking could they be on the show, and I would interview them, and it would be funny because talking to me over the phone, I think they thought I was something else, and this was an all-white station, and when they would come, it would be like, I'd come out and I'd greet them and everything, and then they would say, we're here for an interview, and I said, yes, come this way, and I'd take them into the booth and sit them down, and they're still looking for Miss McCrease, and it's me. And we, at the station, they knew what I was doing, so they would wait to see the reaction of
Right.
it, oh, it would be so much fun to see them still walking up saying, was that her? Was that her? All right, bye. But I won Female Broadcaster of the Year, and that was a special event for me, and being interviewed by you all, this is really a blessing, and with my old friend, my sister, my daughters are here, this is really a blessing, and I'm 80 years old now, so I tell
And
you.
she has always been a dresser. She wore her furs.
I did. Still.
And wait a minute, we gotta tell them that you married the Creighton sausage
Oh, no,
people.
don't tell them.
And even as I grew up where he would ride it around or whatever in that.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, but we had a wonderful childhood growing up. Growing up in Garfield it really helped prepare you for being with all different types of people.
Yes, it
Because,
did.
yeah, because, had we been
Our
maybe
neighborhood
in
had
a,
Italians, Slovenians,
Yeah.
We had all of that.
all of that, you know, and we all
Got
merged
along.
together. When they would smell the fish on the barbecue grill, you know, the tartar beanies would come over and bring
Yeah.
sausage, or, you know, everybody would just share, you know, pierogies from the Pasalacas, and
Yeah.
everybody was like, George, what do you have going on
Yeah.
over there, you know, and it was
Okay.
and you know what
beautiful.
was funny though, around Thanksgiving, when they would have us taste the wine to see who had the better wine, we never could figure it out. Yeah, give us a little, another little shot,
Yeah,
yeah.
our father had the press, and I mean, he would really squeeze that thing to get those, it reminds me of that Lucy episode where she was standing on it, but he had a press,
He
and
had a
we
big
had,
barrel.
Yes.
With a
Yeah.
fire, a flame under it, and he'd have
Yeah.
to pick all of those grapes so that he'd say, okay, well, just give us a little bit to your mom, because she's gonna make jelly. But all of these are mine, so.
yeah, but as little kids, we
Wait a minute,
enjoyed having a little, just a little tiny
Mr.
sip of the wine.
Cartabini, was he the one that went around selling chickens?
They had a sausage company.
Right.
Mr.
Was that there?